Happy Halloween, you guys.
Hi, you guys. Ooh, getting to the end now. Well, I guess Leslie Beador wasn't happy with my video last week because she blocked me. But it didn't stop a Patreon from sending me this little clip that was, I guess, on her Instagram feed. I'm going to play what the Patreon sent me, and then I'll read what Leslie Beador wrote under the clip. Okay, hopefully this doesn't get copyright strike.
I think it's probably one of the hardest things you could hear.
He was commenting on her post in October. After I found out that David had a girlfriend, of course, I started stalking her. And I saw that they had been communicating as far back as maybe even when they were married.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's over. It doesn't matter.
All right, so now let me read you what Leslie Beador wrote under that. She wrote TTT Tamara instead of Tamra. Tamra, was this a lie you are referring to? We met in late December, not October, long after Shannon Beador had separated from David Beador. He dated plenty before me. To imply we had an affair was beyond cruel. To pick on the underdog that didn't have a platform equal to you shows how weak you are. Stop gossiping like you're in high school era circa 2018. I sort of feel like there was tea built into that message somehow, but I don't get it. Anyway. Now, what's so weird about Tamra Judge criticizing Jennifer Pedrani about having a tummy tuck and no belly button was back last year or 2023, Tamra Judge had reconstructive abdominal surgery, i.e. a tummy tuck, to deal with some sort of issue that she had, and she said she had no belly button. She says it basically left me with no belly button and I could have died. The operation was so painful and awful and hard. And then she's kind of saying that about Jennifer Pedrani, so that was kind of weird. Well, I think their tummies look great. And frankly, I would love to get a tummy tuck. Not a huge one, but like a little one to fix my C-section. I went to Cedars and I thought they would do a better job than they did for my tummy tuck. It was like, meh. Yeah. Definitely need to redo it. So the fans believed that Tamra Judge was jealous and wanted to out Jennifer Pedrani's tummy tuck because she has body envy with Jennifer Pedrani, and that is why she called out the tummy tuck even though she had one. Okay, so that was interesting. Now let's talk about the season 18 teaser that just dropped for the Real Housewives of Orange County season 18 reunion. I have a few thoughts. Let me play you. I'll play it through and then I'll give you my thoughts so that you can hear it. I can't show it because they'll copyright.
This week on the Real Housewives of Orange County reunion.
I'm about to poop right now.
Are you in peril?
I'm glad you wore white, though. That works out really well for you. I don't know what I have done to you. Did I run over your cat? I don't know what I have done to you. I'm sorry. I knew that you were still drinking. And I'm sorry, but there's no but in there. Someone that could be awake at that blood alcohol level is someone that drinks a lot.
Tamra, Ryan recently served you with a cease and desist letter.
Yes. There's nothing coming Ryan's way. Nothing. You always do this Tammy Wynette thing where you got to stand by your man. I am not. Falsely accusing people's kind of your thing. Ooh. That was a horrible time. I'm sorry, honey. It's okay.
Jesus Jugs has been resurrected.
Every trash can needs a lid, and John Janssen found his.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum can move away.
Don't call me dumb. You are the dumbest girl I've ever met.
Oh. I didn't drink during the program.
You did. So we're fake-ass bitches who suck dick?
That's...
No. Ladies, hey.
Sutton texted me and said she used me. I'm not going to apologize for defending my man. He was still going to sue you.
And I ended up winning, asshole.
The OC Reunion Part 1, November 7th.
Oh, November 7th. There it is. So few comments, right? I really don't get the Katie, Janella, Heather drama, you know, being that we've gone through it this season. I mean, who wouldn't make fun of Heather Dubrow doing the Disney picture with Terry Dubrow that was so obviously staged? I don't get the beef. And the fact that Katie, Janella had the balls to go for Heather Dubrow. She should respect it. She doesn't have a really good angle with Katie, I feel like, at this point. But Katie seemed to be very emotional, and I think she really felt like this was a tough show to do. I think it was unexpectedly difficult for Katie. And Sutton, I think, is going to maybe give Heather some ammunition based on that against Katie. So we'll see about that. By the way, did you hear that Sutton Stracke's store is shut down in Beverly Hills? And I guess she's launching an online website, which I don't think is launched yet. I looked at it the other day, and the website doesn't really appear to be robust enough to be the sole way you buy things for Sutton Stracke's store. You know, you would expect a really advanced e-commerce site if that's your sole way of selling luxury goods. And I looked at the website, it didn't look that way. But allegedly, that's one of the storylines. Sutton Stracke's store shuts and goes online. So we'll have to see, but thought I'd bring her up since we're mentioning Sutton Stracke. Gina Kirschenheiner doesn't make much of an appearance during the teaser. Emily, as usual, has been very overly activated this season, and it appears she's getting overly activated again because Alexis says she was
Tweedledum. But I mean, as I look at this image, I do see the channeling of Gina and Emily here.
I think that John Janssen finally agreed to sign the non-disparagement agreement if she paid the $75,000. I'm trying to do that from memory. I think that was last week's show. It said that. So I guess that's her winning. But it's tough to lose the guy you like for as long as she did to Alexis Bellino. Let me play.
It's been overwhelming, and what's so difficult is that it's like we're in a vortex where all of the hate is based off of things that aren't true. And me having no voice has been very difficult. And then Lex feels the responsibility to try and help me. And then she gets criticized for that. So it's a tough no-win deal.
We're in a no-win situation, but it's okay because now it's done. And we can close that door and open the door to the wedding.
Are there any regrets? Anything about that was shared? Any regrets?
I don't have a regret.
Well, I think Lex regrets sharing anything about the videos.
Oh, okay.
And I'll restate that I'm the one that has the videos, and nothing has ever come out of my mouth that I was ever going to show them to anybody. That was never a possibility.
The funny thing is I thought I did that off camera. Like you film for 12 hours, and I was with my girlfriends, my good girlfriends. You think you do something, and then it's like, oh shoot, the cameras were rolling. I didn't even remember that. I didn't. I told the friends about them off camera, I thought. And so it is what it is, but I don't really have any regrets because the truth is the truth, and we have truth on our side.
Well, as you guys know, Jim Bellino went on a podcast this week and said he hopes that Alexis Bellino, his ex-wife, when she marries John Janssen, has a prenup because he's worried that John Janssen possibly makes less money than Alexis Bellino and might benefit from her assets, whereas everybody else is kind of painting a picture that it's the other way around. Jim Bellino only implied that he did not see it that way, that he was more concerned about Alexis Bellino getting a prenup rather than John Janssen. That's interesting. Jennifer Pedrani gets engaged on tonight's finale and tells the story. Let me play it for you. Funny, they were in the Bahamas. I wonder if Ryan was doing his side job of gambling.
Hi. Here. Oh my God!
It's a big ring.
I know, no right? Sorry. I hate to be like that. Yes! In the Bahamas. That's amazing.
There you go.
Congratulations. Ryan and I went to the Bahamas after London, and we're in the sand. He's kind of fidgeting around, and it clicked. I had my phone in my hand. I chunked my phone because I'm like, ask me, let's go. It was like slow-mo when he got down on one knee. And it was just, yes. We are engaged!
Oh, so cute. Costs around $100,000. 5-carat rectangular radiant cut diamond VVS1 clarity and H color. Huh, I kind of feel like singing that 80s song. Things that make you go, like where the hell did Ryan get this money? So as all things Bravo, what goes up must come down. And so along with Jennifer Pedrani's engagement, we learn that the FBI is somehow coming for or doing something with Ryan Boyajian under the pretense that he may have laundered money or been implicated in a scheme where he laundered money for a gambling operation. And so Tamra Judge shows up in her FBI cap. And as you guys might remember, Jennifer Pedrani went on her social media to counter this FBI hat back like a long time ago when they shot this scene. And I think she had something like white trash or something on her hat, and they were fighting hat to hat. All right, so let's get into the more recappy part of this video. Shannon flies back from London without the women. She does it on her own because she wants to get out of there so bad. And to be honest, if she did that, then she was really upset. And she made the producers do that because they probably didn't have her booked on her own individual flight. That's number one. Number two, Alexis Bellino is throwing a tacky bridesmaid dress theme engagement party for Jennifer Pedrani and Ryan Boyajian, which is going to be the main thing, I want to talk to you guys about. But let me just tell you a few more highlights. Katie's daughter, the older daughter, she gets adopted by Matt, her golf husband, and we see that happen. Travis admits on camera in another scene with Gina Kirschenheiter that he is upset that she is living a separate life in this house, and it's made him upset and he's not happy about it. And so they stay together, but he's sort of setting a boundary that this can't stay this way or he will leave eventually. But we get this sort of closure at the end of the show tonight that his divorce is happening, and so Gina is probably going to reconnect with him or something. And who knows, maybe behind the scenes she moved out because of the show. Really, truly. I get the feeling Shannon Beador is ultimatuming production about Alexis Bellino. If Alexis come back, Shannon Beador has said she will not film. And so she'll have a tough decision. Leave the show if they want her back, or, stay and eat those words later. But maybe Shannon's run her course and part of her boundary setting is to say goodbye to Housewives. And then Alexis Bellino and John Janssen come back on the show. Oh, gosh. Let's hope that's not what's happening. But that actually was said. Shannon's really proud that she's not with John anymore because she sees John as a toxic person. And on tonight's show, John is like, she lies, her narrative is fake, all this stuff. And Shannon's just like, he lies. How many women is he told he loves and all this stuff, which is true. So, I don't know. No one looks great at the end of this one, honestly, based on each other's testimony of each other. Oh, here's my bridesmaid outfit for this part of the video. So then we get to this event, which is at Ryan Boyajian's house, I think. Or maybe it was Alexis Bellino's house. They all look alike in Orange County. And Alexis has done some cute setup. No food, people comment. Not really Alexis's fault, to be honest, if you know how the producers do it. But anyway, what ends up happening is we find out during this party that, there's a few altercations, right? We've got Heather Dubrow and Katie Janela discussing how Katie Janela's daughter says that Heather Dubrow is hated by all the women. And, this is said by Emily Simpson's kids. I totally believe that Emily Simpson's kids said it. And I believe they didn't hear it from Emily necessarily. They heard it from other housewives that were over Emily's house. And maybe Emily too, who knows, but I heard the same thing as the 9-year-old boys, and the same thing as Katie's daughter. So that is first and foremost about Heather Dubrow. So I do believe that's all real. And people, and she's hated. What can I tell you behind the scenes? So then Tamra Judge basically does this false apology to Jennifer Padrani, and Jennifer Padrani actually won't even give in to it because it's just so stupid, and she feels like it is. And so they have a conversation, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And then Shannon and Tamra get into it, and Tamra doesn't even say anything. Shannon already has a speech prepared. You can tell. And she just rips into the speech, and then she storms off, and she's like, I'm leaving, but the producers won't let her leave. So she just sits there, and then they eventually bring her back in, with some excuse. And her and Matt, Katie Janela's husband, get into it a little, which kind of lent itself a little bit to that gossip that we heard from that host of that new dating show she's going to be on, that she's kind of tough on crew and stuff like that. Obviously, she rubbed Katie Janela's husband wrong because he sort of had a really allergic reaction to her. So, it's possible Shannon's a little rough around the edges if she's not filming with you. John Janssen shows up, but he doesn't see Shannon, and he just kisses Alexis. Kind of boring. Would have been nice if he had talked to Shannon, but they couldn't pull it off, obviously. We find out that there's this woman at the party named Jo who knows Ryan Boyajian from his old days of working in the mortgage industry, countrywide old loans. And she's there, and I'd say the fact that she was invited means the producers were trying to get her maybe to say something about Ryan Boyajian potentially being fired for fraud or something like that, and say it at the party, but it didn't happen. But it did come out that she knew him from his past. And then Ryan Boyajian invites his really good friend who he gambles with. His name is Matthew Bowyer. Here he is. You'll recognize him in the finale. He's at the party. Now, I found the Justice Department press release, and now that I know exactly who Ryan's close friend was that was going to jail over this, I now understand better Ryan's possible involvement with all this. So let me read it to you. According to his plea agreement, Bowyer operated an unlicensed and illegal bookmaking business that focused on sports betting and violated a California law that prohibits bookmakings. Bowyer's gambling business remained in operation for at least 5 years until October 2023 and at times had more than 700 bettors. He operated this business out of various locations in Los Angeles and Orange counties, as well as in Las Vegas. Bowyer also employed agents and sub-agents, including casino hosts who worked for his illegal gambling business, who were paid a portion of the losses that bettors incurred and paid. That was Ryan Boyajian in all this. His unlawful business used several Costa Rica-based websites and a call center so agents and customers could place and track bets. At times, Bowyer operated his illegal business while gambling at a casino with Ryan Boyajian, identified in court documents as Casino A, and sometimes paid his agents commission in Casino A chips. So this man made $4 million in his gambling business. He also got found guilty for lying on his tax returns to hide the income. So there was a lot of money to be made in this business, obviously. And if Ryan was working for him and he was constantly with him, helping him, and he got immunity, and who knows, maybe they made him give back some money or something he got from this guy. But essentially, maybe this is where the money came from for Jennifer Padrani's expensive ring, which we discussed earlier. Now, Ryan has been around shady business dealings for a long time, and this is why the women are worried about Jennifer Padrani. And they just don't want to see her getting implicated and arrested, maybe by just being in proximity to him, or the kids be put in danger because the feds raid or something like that. So let's hope that now Ryan will straighten up his act. He's definitely on the radar, so he probably should do everything perfectly going forward, even if it means he has to be poor. So Resort World in Las Vegas is the big mark for the feds. Anybody who was doing bookie deals through them are slowly but surely getting indicted. There's been 12 so far. Now here's how Ryan was implicated even further than what I just said. So this was interesting. It turns out that Ryan Boyajian had a bank account with Matthew Bowyer, and they used to do real estate transactions through this bank account, but they were also funneling bookie money through this real estate project account that they had. Let me read this to you from ESPN. That associate, the one working for Matthew, got indicted is Boyajian, who used the account with Bowyer for their real estate projects, according to the sources. Boyajian, 47, and Bowyer, 49, have been close friends and business associates for nearly 20 years. Wonder if he was involved in the Belize thing I covered in last week's show. When Bowyer declared bankruptcy in 2011, court records show Boyajian loaned him $245,000. Sources told ESPN that Mazuhara paid his losses to Boyajian. This is the translator of the Japanese baseball star that lost like $15 million in this, scam. So anyway, Mazuhara had a gambling addiction issue, and he was trying to still bet and also pay off debts, etc. So he transfers stolen money to Boyajian to pay his gambling debt, who then forwards the money to his own marker account at Resort World and Pechanga Resort Casino in Southern California. Boyajian and Bowyer then withdrew the chips from the marker accounts on this particular situation and gambled with them, and if they won, they cashed out. Well, the good news is Jennifer Pedrani can use her recently upped Real Housewives of Orange County paycheck, because she's going into her 3rd season, to pay the mortgage on Ryan's house because he won't be paying it. It was strange, though, because there was like clips where Jennifer Pedrani's talking to Ryan Boyajian that we see kind of teased where she's like, I'm going to look like crap for this. And Ryan's like, well, you just have to stick with me through this and trust me or something like that. And we don't really see that scene in the actual show, which was really strange. I don't think I missed it. I was watching for it and it never came up. So I guess they took that out oddly. But it was teased. So it was there. We only see Jennifer Pedrani in tonight's episode really talking mainly about it with Gina and Katie. And they're saying you should leave him and not marry him with all these red flags. And she's like, I want to marry him. He's my best friend. And I basically would rather be with a guy who's kind of in trouble and could put me in danger that is my best friend than be with the perfect guy that like doesn't talk to me or treat me in a good way. So she makes that point. It's pretty sad, actually. And then we find out that she might have regretted blowing up her family now and again. But they don't go into that too much. So maybe the reason she's holding on to Ryan so much is like it validates what she did to her marriage. Well, guys, I'm going to take off and be the witch that I am and wish you a happy Halloween. Where's my broom?